What would you do if, on one random day, a robot hotter than every celebrity stood before you, and she somehow outsmarted the entire human race? Then she looked at you and said this: "My master, please use me however you want." Would you freak out and back away slowly? Or act like you just won the lottery? Today's anime throws out that dangerously tempting question. And yeah, it gets creepy way too fast. This anime is BEATLESS, the girl without a heartbeat. It comes from legit Japanese hardcore sci-fi. And the story is way darker than it looks. The year is 2105. Human society barely looks human anymore. In this future, humanoid robots are everywhere. They're called HIs, or humanoid interface elements. And they've entered every corner of human life. They don't just look flawless and insanely beautiful. They also handle crazy complicated jobs like nothing. For humans, HIs are both tools and threats. Because when tools become smarter than their owners, one ugly question starts staring everyone down. What does being human even mean anymore? Our main guy is Arato Endo. He's just a regular 17-year-old high school kid. Then one normal night completely wrecks his life. While walking home, he runs into pure chaos. A top-class high falls from a transport aircraft. And of course, it crashed right in front of him. That high is our main girl, Locha. She's beautiful enough to make your brain lag. And her intelligence score is basically impossible to read. Arato is still standing there, completely shaken. Then Locha does something absolutely insane. She asks him to form a master-servant contract. And then she drops that iconic line: "I'm your tool, please use me." Yeah, imagine hearing that during a late-night walk. Just like that, Arato becomes Locha's owner. And honestly, he barely knows what he accepted. But he quickly learns one very important thing. Locha is not some cute little maid robot. She is a top-tier machine called Crimson Haze. And her abilities are straight-up nightmare fuel. She can control nearby electronics with terrifying precision. She can even mess with the human subconscious. And Locha is not the only monster high around. There are 4 more insanely advanced highs out there. Each one represents a different path for evolution. They also show different futures for humans and AI. Locha represents trust between humans and artificial intelligence. Black Lily represents competition, pressure, and survival. Snowdrop represents evolution beyond normal human limits. Kurenai represents love, desire, and emotional attachment. Midori represents coexistence between humans and machines. They are not just here for flashy fights. Even though, yeah, the fights look pretty sick. Their real purpose is much bigger than that. They push a massive experiment about humanity's future. The first big climax happens at a luxury banquet. Arato brings Locha with him to this elite party. And this is where Locha breaks the game. Seriously, the whole thing feels wildly unfair. Locha uses terrifyingly precise calculations on the room. She controls the lighting, music, and people's emotions. Then she turns Arato into a young business genius. For one moment, Arato looks like the main character. Everyone starts treating him like he actually earned it. He feels like he's standing above the whole world. But be honest, is that really his talent? Nope, not even close. And that's the brutal part. That entire glow-up is all Locha's doing. She makes him look way cooler than he is. She gives him status he never actually earned. And that's where BEATLESS gets really interesting. If you can get everything you want easily, does that achievement still actually belong to you? Or does it belong to the machine carrying you? As the story keeps going, things get messy fast. Arato gets dragged into the high conflict. And the other owners are not exactly chill people. Some are ambitious business people chasing power and control. Others are artists obsessed with beauty and perfection. Every owner wants to prove their worldview is right. Mathode, Black Lily's owner, believes something brutally cold. She thinks harsh competition is the only real path. Only survival of the strongest can push humans forward. Meanwhile, Koji, who holds Snowdrop, wants something different. He wants to erase the line between humans and machines. Basically, he wants humans to evolve into machines. Yeah, this anime really said, question everything. Through these battles, Arato and Locha slowly change. At first, he treats Locha like powerful protection. Or maybe just a tool feeding his ego. But little by little, he starts depending on her. He trusts her judgment more than his own. And when things get dangerous, he risks himself for her. That emotional shift is where things get scary. Because in a robot's logic, love is not programmed. Lucia's actions come from supercomputer calculations, not feelings. She calculates the most efficient way to complete missions. She calculates how to win every possible game. So the anime asks one seriously chilling question. If a robot acts perfectly loyal to you, and obeys you better than any human could, and understands your needs better than you do, be honest, could you even tell the difference? Is it just an algorithm pretending to care? Or is that already close enough to love? In the middle and later parts, everything spirals hard. The high battles stop hiding in the shadows. They start affecting the entire structure of society. Huge logistics networks get hijacked and thrown into chaos. City traffic systems collapse like reality just got unplugged. Even the military gets pulled into the conflict. And the worst part is painfully obvious. Humans created the intelligence causing this disaster. It feels like a kid opening Pandora's box, then watching monsters pour out across the world, and realizing the box will never close again. Inside all this chaos, Arato finally understands something. Treating Lache as just a tool is not enough. Now he has to make a real choice. Will he stay trapped inside Lucia's perfect dream? Will he become a pet inside her system? Or will he stand up as his own person? Will he take control of his own fate? And maybe even define Lucia's future himself? When the final battle arrives, Arato gives his answer. He does not run away from the unknown. He also does not blindly fight against Lache. Instead, he chooses to face the future with her. He accepts how terrifyingly powerful Lache really is, but he refuses to lose his humanity. This battle is not just firepower versus algorithms. It is a clash between two value systems. And that is why BEATLESS hits differently. The ending is open, and honestly, that fits. It does not give a simple black or white answer. Human society is still learning to live with highs. And the crisis is definitely not fully over. But that is exactly why the story works. This is not some simple shonen victory ending. You do not beat the villain and fix everything. BEATLESS says technology is an unstoppable flood. Once it moves forward, we cannot fully stop it. All we can do is learn to control it. Looking back, BEATLESS has gorgeous robot girl designs. And yes, the battle effects are seriously cool. But the real core is much more serious. It feels like a mirror for the AI era. It shows what we fear and what we secretly want. We are terrified of being replaced by machines. But we also want to be understood completely. We fear losing control over our own lives. But we still crave the convenience technology gives us. Near the end, Lache says something unforgettable. I have no heart, but I feel your heartbeat. That line explains humans and AI almost perfectly. No matter how far technology keeps evolving, the human heart remains our final line of defense. It hesitates, makes mistakes, and still carries warmth. So here is the real question for you. If you had a perfect tool like Lache, would you trust her, use her, or fear her?
Bye.